Hello, this is Luke from Orc's Head Magic, and today I'm coming at you with a standard deck tech, and this is the current standard deck that I play at the moment. This is mono black control, focuses heavily on discard spells, and yeah, so we'll go straight into the deck tech. First of all, in the discard sort of mechanics to this deck, we are playing 4 Harsh Scrutinies, which of course, for 1 swamp, you can they reveal their hand, you remove a creature, and then you scry 1. This is an amazing card, play turn 1, to take one of their creatures, especially if it's maybe a 2-drop, or if you're first, it might be one of their 1-drops. And then, of course, scrying 1 to your next draw is really, really helpful. Next we play 4 Lay Bare the Hearts. This chooses a non-legendary, non-land card from their hand, and then you discard it. And then we play 4 of Transgress the Mind, which everyone knows what Transgress the Mind does. Reveal the hand, and then you choose a card with converted mana cost 3 or greater, and you exile it. So these are the 12 cards that you're playing to sort of remove your opponent's hand very, very early into the game, and yeah, just sort of stopping what they want to do. So it's very, very strong against combo decks. For removal, we play 2 Fatal Pushes and 2 Grasp of Darknesses. Both removal is very, very good. We also have more removal in the sideboard just in case we need that over hand disruption. And then the final spell we play is 3 of Succumb to Temptation, which unfortunately we don't have Read the Bones in the standard format anymore. So Succumb to Temptation is the next best one. Instant for 1 colourless and 2 swamp. Draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. So quite good to do it at the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent might think you might have removal in your hand, maybe you've got a Grasp of Darkness or a Fatal Push, but you just do this at the end of the turn if there's nothing really to do. For 3 mana, draw some cards. Next we go on to the creatures. We play 4 of Gonti, Lord of Luxury, which is a legendary creature, and I know we're playing a 4 of, however, Gonti's ability is what we want to do. I don't mind sort of using the legendary rule and playing another Gonti to remove the other one, because Gonti's ability is great to look at the top 4 cards of your opponent's library and then choose any card, and then you can pay for any colour of mana. So especially if you're playing against stuff like Aetherworks Marvel at the moment, if you can take maybe one of the ruler mogs, although you might not be able to play it until late in the game, it just means there's 1 less ruler mog for them to try and find. And of course, if Gonti dies, you still keep the exiled card, and you can still look at it whenever you want to. So, amazing card to play for control. And you'll see later on that we do have ways to reoccur Gonti, so you can keep doing it over and over again. Next card creature we play is a 3 of Noxious Gearhulk, which 6 mana for a 5/4 menace, and then when it comes down the battlefield, it does more removal, and then you gain some life from it. And then the final creature we play is a 3 of Demon of Dark Schemes, which again is 6 mana. However, this is a flyer, 5/5, and it pretty much is a board wipe because it does -2/-2 to everything. Very, very good against sort of decks that go wide and play maybe a lot of tokens, etc. So, and then its last ability is that you can pay 4 energy, because you'll get an energy every time you kill a creature using its ability. And you pay 3 mana, pay 4 energy, and you can put a target creature from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control tapped. So more recursion. So although we're not playing many creatures, you can recur them very, very easily. Next we go on to the Planeswalkers. We play a 3 of Liliana's Majesty, which is for 5 mana, and this card is really good just because you can make blockers using zombies, and then of course you can use a -3 to get other creatures back. And a -7 is actually quite good. I mean, of course it's not very good against someone who's playing zombies, but because we're playing so little creatures, being able to do a board wipe with our ultimate is very, very strong. And then the next Planeswalker we're playing is a 3 of Ob Nixillis Reignited, again for 5 mana, but with this card we can get more card draw, and again you can slap it on the field and destroy a target creature. And then his ultimate is pretty much game ending. Whenever a player draws a card, whoever you've given the emblem to will lose 2 life, so pretty good card. Now we go on to the lands. We're playing 25 lands overall because we are a control deck. 3 Blghted Fens, which is really good because it's late game removal. Because with Blghted Fen, 5 mana tap it, you sacrifice Blghted Fen, and a target opponent sacrifices a creature. So if they're playing stuff like, again, I'm going to bring it up, Aetherworks Marvel deck, and they've got an Ulamog out, and that's their only card, forces them to sacrifice him. And then the rest are basic swamps. So that is the main board. Now we'll go onto the sideboard. We're playing 2 of Grasp of Darkness. Grasp of Darkness is just really good against indestructible cards, but again it is probably some of the best removal in black. So yeah, we'll sideboard it in if we feel like we need more removal. We have another Noxious Gearhulk, gain some life, more removal. Then we play a 3 of Yahenni's Expertise. All creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn, and then of course you can cast a card with convert a mana cost 3 or less from your hand. This is a really strong card just for board wipes, it's quite strong. Then we play a 1 of Nightmare, which is an interesting card. I normally replace this if I feel like they're not playing loads of creatures. Nightmare comes down, it's 6 mana, flying, and its power and toughness are equal to the amount of swamps you control. So of course we are playing 22 swamps, so Nightmare can be pumped up quite quickly. I think a lot of people always forget that cards like Nightmare are legal in Standard. You can get them in the Deck Builder's Toolkit, etc. Next we play is a 2 of Dispossess, which is Dispossesses for 3 mana. Choose an artifact card name, and then your opponent, you search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the chosen name and exile them. This is really good against stuff like Heart of Kiran, again, Aetherworks Marvel deck, and any other pesky artifacts you find you are struggling against. So this card is really, really strong. Next we play a 3 of Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy is a bit like a counterpart to Dispossess, however you name a non-artifact, non-land card. So Lost Legacy also, if there's certain cards which you are finding really difficult to deal with, again, that your opponent has, you can use Lost Legacy, and I generally find I'm sideboarding in Dispossess and Lost Legacy in nearly every single game. Next one we play is Final Reward, which is for 5 mana, instant, exile target creature. Unfortunately, we aren't playing white in this deck, so we don't have stuff like Anguished Unmaking in here. So we have Final Reward against cards which have Indestructible, and it's just a good one-off to have in there. And then the final card we play is a 2 of Never Return. This is good for Planeswalker hates. Maybe we need more creature removal. So it's a pretty good card just to finish off the sideboard. I find it is quite easy to sideboard with this deck. You sort of just change it up to what type of deck you're playing against. And the main win condition really is to early game make your opponent sort of discard cards in their hand, get some value off stuff like Gonti to get more cards off then, and then use sort of stuff like Noxious Gearhulk and Demon of Dark Schemes to really just sort of swing in and win the game. So that is the deck overall. I would love to hear your suggestions. I will thinking about going black-white so I can add stuff like Sorin, like Anguished Unmaking, and then sort of have a sideboard that's a bit more diverse, because a lot of the cards, a lot of the white cards, they have sort of a lot of exile stuff. So still thinking about that. At the moment I'm happy it being mono black. It's quite easy, especially when you're casting cards like Demon of Dark Schemes, which is triple swamps. It makes it a lot easier. So thank you very much for listening to the Deck Tech, and goodbye.
Thank you for watching the video. Please remember to hit that like button, it supports the channel for free. Also subscribe, and remember, if you don't want to miss any videos, hit the bell icon right next to the subscribe button. Thank you for watching again. Goodbye.